been a question on my mind for the past few days, and that question is Booktube ignoring genocide? And it's a very disturbing question, and I think it's a very disturbing answer. That the answer might be yes. I say Booktube collectively, I'm not naming any names, although whether they like it or not, bigger YouTubers are influencers. You know, when they say read a book, so many hundreds of people will read a book, so they are influencers. And I do believe that it is a case of genocide, and if it's not genocide, it's definitely war crimes, and if it's not genocide, it's ethnic cleansing. I'll just read a partial part of this download from the International Court of Justice, which you can download. I'll leave a link down below. The Hague, 29 December 2023. South Africa today filed an application instituting proceedings against Israel before the International Court of Justice, ICJ, the principal judicial organ of the United Nations, concerning alleged violations by Israel of its obligations under the Convention of the Prevention and Punishment of the Crime of Genocide, the Genocide Convention, in relation to Palestinians in the Gaza Strip. According to the application, acts and omissions by Israel are genocidal in character, as they are committed with the requisite specific intent to destroy Palestinians in Gaza as part of the broader Palestinian national, racial and ethnical group, and that the conduct of Israel through its state organs, state agents, and other persons and entities acting on its instructions or under its direction, control, or influence in relation to Palestinians in Gaza is in violation of its obligations under the Genocide Convention. And it's quite a short piece. It's only just 2 pages. You can download and read if you wish to do so. And I can understand people, not wanting to watch the news. Is too horrific to bear. And any booktuber will say, it's not their job to report on world events. They're not a journalist, but they do live on the same planet as these events. And Booktube, I get the impression, perhaps only, that it does have a sort of moral, upstanding righteousness to it. And there are perhaps, I've not seen every single Booktube video, so bear in mind that I could be wrong, both in the answer and the question, and the impression, but there's very few Booktube videos on this subject, on Palestine, and I don't know if any more than 1 or 2 have mentioned genocide. There's a very good video that says much the same thing. I'll leave a link to it down below. It also asks the question, why do you read? Which is a question I've always struggled with. I would say I read for fun. I read because I can, just for the heck of it, really. But booktubers voice their views on various other things, women's rights, equality, LGBTQ plus, abortion if they're in the States, for example, and various other things and subjects. But in relation to this, there's very, very, very few videos, and it is rather disturbing when you think about it. The 27th of January is in the UK. I'm not sure about elsewhere, but 27th of January is Holocaust Memorial Day, and now more than ever it's very important to observe this day. The Holocaust and the killing fields of Cambodia, Rwanda, Bosnia, Darfur, all of these things really should be, as difficult as it is, kept in the mind for more than just one day. But the word ignoring is probably wrong, but I think there is a definite avoidance of the subject by Booktube, and if so, Booktube can have no sort of moral high grounds and is probably on the same level, or almost on the same level, as Logan Paul and Andrew Tate. I say almost, important to note that word there, but it can have its sort of moral high ground and pick and choose what it wants to say and remains silent about. It is possible in the US and the UK that the mainstream media have not reported it or done a very good job of keeping certain aspects of the situation silent. I don't think any of the mainstream media have used the word genocide, although at some point they will have to report this action by South Africa and The Hague. But other smaller, the more independent media groups, the Real News Network, I think Democracy Now!, Novara Media, and the Canary, they're reporting on the subject, and in some cases using the word. But it's not maybe as black as white as people would think, but there is a very clear case of certainly war crimes. Journalists have been killed, children and pregnant mothers have been killed, and I think there was a video or article somewhere that said it was the most documented genocide of history because of social media and digital media and various apps, videos, so on and so forth. And again, that's a very disturbing thought. But from what little I've seen of Booktube, I mean, I've not seen every Booktube video, and I've not seen the most of Booktube, and I should say English-speaking Booktube. I don't know about other European countries and elsewhere. But there's very, very, very little on this subject, and there are plenty of books on Palestine. There's, I think it's Edward Said, who's maybe the most well known. There's also a great deal of Palestinian poetry, and there's so much non-fiction. I mean, it would be a whole library worth in itself, but there's very few videos on the subject. So with that, I think the answer, maybe not ignoring the genocide in Gaza, but I think potentially burying its head in the sand over the genocide in Gaza, I think is, the answer is yes. And bear in mind that I'm not naming any booktubers. It's a booktube as a collective, and that also includes me. I've not covered the subject very little. There's so many websites that are helping. There's so many aid work things. I may or may not leave a link, but there's another booktuber who's leaving links to ways you can help Palestine, and also bookish ways, books you can buy that try to explain the situation, the history. And as I say, I can understand it's very difficult. The horror cannot be understated, but Booktube is frighteningly and disturbingly silent on the subject of genocide in Gaza. So that is my view. There's a strong potential that I'm wrong. But from what I've seen, this is the 10th of January, but from what I've seen, there's very, very little from Booktube on this subject. So whether that'll change, I'm not entirely sure. But it is disturbing, and however Booktube deals with it and deals with its conscience, we shall see. So Wednesday the 27th of January is Holocaust Memorial Day, so I'll be observing it, and I hope other people will be observing it as well. Thanks for watching. Bye.